know we still have people coming over from the Coast Hotel, so we'll let the room fill up. But let's get your program started now. Thank you. One more round of chimes from our good friends at Second Arrows Technologies. When you hear the chimes, that's your cue to come on in, grab your seat. And folks, you know me, I hate to damper verbal communication, but we've got some speakers and fun people to introduce. Happy Wednesday. I'm Kevin Brown, part of the BCNRF team for your 2025 convention. Come on in, everybody. Make yourselves at home. I want to thank the team at BC Natural Resources Advisory Board. Let's thank them for a great program, a great opening night last night. How about we keep the applause going for the team at the Civic Center here, Prince George Conference and Civic Center. Mayor Yu's going to say a few words of welcome, and of course he loves the way this city team operates. Thanks for coming out last night. It was great to have the Premier and Chief Logan kickstart the 2025 BC Natural Resources Forum, and we have an exciting day for you today and one more tomorrow. Before we get started, would you join me in thanking Stantec for morning coffee and networking sponsorship. You get the coffee, Stantec gets our thanks, and we thank all of our great sponsors for their making this event possible each and every year. With that, in keeping with protocol here in Lheidli T'enneh territory, it gives me great pleasure to ask one of our revered elders. Her name is Elder Darlene McIntosh to come forward. She is well thought of throughout the territory. She's the Chancellor at the University of Northern BC. And if you need any insight into Lheidli T'enneh history, she is just a great resource. Please welcome Elder Darlene McIntosh.
Hadi. Oh, that's not good enough. We have so many people here, and I want everybody to say the word. And if you're not familiar with it, Hadi is hello. I'm saying hello to you, you say hello back to me. So let's try this again. Hadi. Hadi. Oh, that's good, that's good. And I would say, Bandada Hunzu, good morning. And what an exciting beginning of a conference, which BC Natural Resources, how important it is for British Columbia, for Prince George, for our people. And in saying that, I will get you all to stand, please. So it is a Wednesday morning, middle of the week. I want you to take a nice deep cleansing breath throughout your whole body. Nice deep cleansing breath. So we breathe into our body, we connect to a deeper level of ourselves. And this is who we want out supporting what will be going on the next couple of days with this forum. And how important it is to gather and to think about our natural resources and how we connect to beautiful Mother Earth. So as you breathe into your body, you take that breath all the way down into your feet. Just imagine yourself outside, even though it's a little bit cool. You take that deep breath all the way down into your feet, and you feel the connection with beautiful Mother Earth, who sustains our life here on this earth plane. Excuse me. And gives us all the energy we need for today. You know, those are the things we don't remember. You know, we're such in the physical world and bombarded by the chaos that's happening. So just for this moment in time, I want you to imagine yourself in the eye of the storm, where everything is quiet, balanced, you're grounded to Mother Earth, and yet around you the chaos is happening and trying to pull you in every which way. But if you stay grounded and breathe into your body and ask Mother Earth to be there for you, you will be fine. We, the Lheidli T'enneh Nation, have walked the lands of our ancestors for over 9,000 years, as proven by lithic evidence. We were guided by the wisdom and teaching passed down through generations. Our connection to Mother Earth is not merely one of place, but one of life, as she has sustained and nurtured us through time. As we stand on these lands, we acknowledge the spirit of the rivers, the mountains, the forests, with each tree, each stone, and the animals that share this world with us. Our relationship with the environment is one of respect, balance, and care, reflecting the enduring strength and fortitude of our peoples. We remember the lessons of the Batlots, our governance system, which taught us to walk in balance with Mother Earth and all living beings. Through this, we find harmony not only with each other, but with the land itself, ensuring the sacred circle of life continues in the way our ancestors intended. Our territory is just not land. They are the heart and breath of our people. They are where we hunted, fished, and gathered, where the songs of our people echoed through the forest, and where we stand grounded in the wisdom of Mother Earth. Our clans are Frog, the Silyu, Grausutsut, Beavertsa, and Bearsus. They have always been stewards of this earth, each one closely connected to the environment. In honoring our territories, we honor the spirit of the land and its creatures, for we are all one. As we welcome you to our traditional territories of the Lheidli T'enneh people, we ask that you remember the sacredness of the earth beneath your feet. May you feel the embrace of Mother Earth, whose strength and wisdom and the beauty have shaped the lives of our people for millennia. Let us walk gently together on her path. On behalf of the Lheidli T'enneh elders, our youth, community members, and Chief and Council, it is absolutely our honor to welcome each and every one of you to our 4.3 million hectares of traditional territories, as we are the caretakers and stewards of this beautiful land that you are now invited to participate on. We share this space with you, and we ask you to respect its power and presence as we do. All my relations must see, thank you.
Thank you so much, Elder Darlene. On behalf of the BC Natural Resources team, I will bring a little gift down to you, and thanks for those kind words of welcome. And you, of course, are welcome to stay as long as you'd like and participate in this year's BCNRF. All right, everybody, yep, time to fill some seats. Come on in. While you're doing that, would you please join me in welcoming our MC with the most? She's our leader. She's the president and CEO of C3 Alliance. She's the chair of the BC Natural Resources Advisory Committee. Whew. What she doesn't do, I don't know. But anyway, let's give her a round of applause. Sarah Weber.
Well, thank you so much, Kevin, and thanks everyone for being here nice and early this morning. We kicked off a great breakfast across the street, so also thank you to ICBA for supporting us there. We really couldn't do this without our sponsors and our advisory committee, and we're very excited about this year. It's a record number of attendance, and it's incredible to be back here the 22nd year and to see this room so full once again. So our theme this year, we worked hard with our advisory committee, it's purpose, partnerships, and prosperity. So the three interconnected elements that were really going to shape BC's resource sector. So this year's forum, it is an incredible lineup. So if you're not able to be in the room, know that it's being live streamed. You can watch it on your phone. You can watch it recorded later. So there's some really incredible speakers we're going to see through the next few days, and they've put a lot of work into the content. So we're going to dive into the future of forestry this morning, explore one of BC's cornerstone industries, the challenges and opportunities there. We'll also look at economic development across Western Canada. Our panels are going to be addressing some really critical topics including permit to prosperity, which is looking at the need to unlock the potential of BC's critical minerals, refining opportunities. Our stronger energy grid, stronger economy will focus on our energy infrastructure, supporting economic growth. New this year, we're going to hear from a geographic array of local leaders during our very first mayor's panel, which highlights the pivotal role of local area government, municipalities in BC's resource sector. We've got a lot of strong leaders in local government. Indigenous perspectives will take center stage in our Indigenous leadership panel, and we'll also have a panel called Water is Life, highlighting how important water is to our sustainability. Finally, from nature to industry, we'll examine how biomining bridges some new innovative opportunities, taking sustainability and industrial needs into account. And to close off this year, we're really excited to partner with Conversations Live, which is a showcasing Indigenous successes in Northern BC. It will be live streamed through the Vancouver Sun website, which is incredible that we're managing to reach a wide array of the province for even people who can't be in the room. And so our hope is that everyone has an amazing time. There's some really thoughtful and constructive dialogue, that you make new connections. This has always been a very friendly conference where you just start a conversation, you'll find some aligned interests, and we've seen some really incredible partnerships come out of this event. So I really encourage you to engage fully and make those new connections, because we know it's hard work, but I really believe that we can do the hard things together in this resource sector, and this is the place where we start each year, which is why people keep coming back year after year. So we really appreciate that, and we can't wait to get started. So it's my great pleasure to invite our locally elected officials to the stage to kick off the morning. So folks, if I could get you to come and join me up here. And while they're joining me, just a couple of more housekeeping items. So please do turn your phones to silent, but do keep them with you, because the Whova app, if you haven't logged into it, please do. That's where we'll be moderating and managing the questions for our panels. Yeah, please. And make sure you also visit our amazing trade show. And so actually, Todd, before I get you to sit down, it's my great pleasure to invite you up here to Todd Doherty, everyone, familiar face, the MP for Cariboo, Prince George. Thank
you. I've got a clock right here. I'm not going to watch it, sorry. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour, tout le monde. Hadi. Hadi. No, you got to do it again. Hadi. That's all right. My name is Todd Doherty. I'm the Member of Parliament for Cariboo, Prince George, and I'm the Conservative Shadow Minister for Mental Health and Suicide Prevention. First and foremost, I want to thank our organizers, sponsors, and volunteers for putting together this amazing event for the 22nd consecutive year. I want to thank all of our MLAs, our MPs that are here, our elected officials, Chief Logan, my friend. Always nice to see you, always nice to share an event with you. Elder McIntosh, thank you for always welcoming us the way that you do to our home here in Lheidli T'enneh territory. This event is the foremost natural resource forum in the country. It truly is a privilege to join you here in my riding, the heartbeat of BC's natural resource sector. This is where we live and breathe the industries that fuel BC's prosperity, industries that built this province, industries that have all but been decimated under failed provincial and federal government's policy. Today we stand at a crossroads. Canada should be leading the world in natural resources. We have the resources here in our own backyard to be global leaders in mining, fossil fuel, LNG, production, and forestry. And we have the technology to do this in the cleanest, most efficient, and sustainable way. Instead, we've been sidelined and forced to watch as a decade of incompetence has pushed our industries to the edge of collapse. We have federal and provincial governments that have pitted First Nation and non-First Nation against one another.
and First Nation against First Nation. For years, BC communities have relied on forestry, mining, and energy. These are not just industries. These are the lifeblood of our province, but those industries have been bleeding under the weight of disastrous federal and provincial policies. I'm going to be very blunt if you can't tell so far. The decline of our natural resource sector isn't an accident. It's a consequence of failed leadership. We've seen our federal government sabotage softwood lumber negotiations, provincial government cripple our forestry sector, and ignore families and communities who depend on the industries we need to survive. Over the past 9 years, BC, once the powerhouse of Canada's softwood lumber industry, has seen the closure of countless mills and pulp mills and lost thousands of jobs in forestry alone. Thousands of families have seen their livelihoods evaporate, their communities gutted. Towns that once thrived now facing shuttered mills, layoffs, and a shrinking future. Lumber exports have plunged by nearly 20%. This isn't just poor governance, it's a betrayal of workers, businesses, and entire communities. Let's stop playing nice and call it for what it is, a catastrophic failure. And the blame sits squarely on our federal government. We have only to step outside these doors and take a look around Prince George, Williams Lake, Vanderhoof, Hunter Mile. Where forestry once was the backbone of our communities, we now see mill closures and job losses, facing crippling countervailing and anti-dumping duties and increasing tariffs from the US and lengthy wait times just for provincial permitting. Forestry companies have shuttered Canadian operations and opened and invested south of the border. Mining, once a crown jewel in Canada's economic engine, we ranked 10th globally in investment and attractiveness in 2015. Today, we've dropped off the map entirely. Thanks to bureaucratic nightmare of red tape, regulatory delays, and provincial and federal governments that don't have a clue, our mining potential is being snuffed out by countries eager to take our place. We have a premier whose lofty goal is to go from 16 years to 8 years. That's the new gold standard? We're not just losing ground, we're being left behind. And the energy sector, in 2015, we had 19 LNG projects on the books for BC. Today, how many of those projects have come to fruition? Canada has lost over $150 billion in canceled energy projects since 2015, thanks to a government that confuses investors, obstructs development, and penalizing hardworking Canadians. Northern Gateway, Energy East. These weren't just pipeline projects, they were lifelines. They could have put thousands of people to work and injected billions into the Canadian economy. Thousands of jobs lost. They were sacrificed for political gains. Hundreds of billions of dollars gone. And for what? So our Prime Minister can look good in front of his activist friends. These aren't just numbers, these are lives. They're stories of families forced to leave their hometowns, businesses shuttered after decades of service, and young people questioning whether their futures have a place here in rural Canada. These are families torn apart, all because of government that prefers to virtue signal rather than stand up for hardworking Canadians. But here's the truth. Change is coming, and it's long overdue. It wasn't like this before Justin Trudeau, and it won't be like this when he's gone. Under Pierre Poilievre and our Conservative government, we'll tear down the barriers holding us back, negotiate fair trade deals we need, push Canada to the front of the pack as a global leader in responsible resource development. We won't let environmental extremists dictate the future of our resource industries. We'll strike the balance between environmental sustainability and economic growth, empowering innovation in every sector. The past decade may have been a disaster, but the future, that is ours to shape. This is our moment. We're going to rebuild and champion our natural resource sector, bring good jobs back to our communities, and restore the dignity that has been stripped from hardworking families across our nation. I thank you for being here. I thank you to the organizers for this event. This event matters, you matter. Thank you for standing up for the industries that define who we are as a province and as a nation. Let's bring it home.
Thank you so much, Todd. Now I'd like to invite Bob Zimmer to the stage. Bob Zimmer, the Member of Parliament for Prince George, Peace River, Northern Rockies. Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Well, that was a great speech, Todd. But I have maybe I should ask how everything's going. How's everybody doing this morning? Come on. Obviously, some of you haven't gotten your coffee yet. I'm about halfway through mine, so I'm looking forward to getting back to it. But welcome to the 22nd Annual BC Natural Resources Forum. I am the Shadow Minister for Northern Affairs, Arctic Sovereignty, and Northern Economic Development. But I have a question for you we're going to start off with. Do you think softwood lumber is a small issue or a big issue in Canada? Okay, I asked a question about a viable case for natural gas last year. So this is going to be about whether it's a big issue or small issue, softwood. So we're going to vote. Okay, ready? I'm going to ask first, how many think softwood lumber is a small issue first? And then I'm going to ask how many think it's a big issue second. So how many think softwood lumber is a big issue in Canada? Big issue in Canada. Sorry, I switched it around. Tricked you. Just so we're clear, we're going to do this again. How many think softwood lumber is a small issue in Canada? I don't see many hands there. Okay. Option 2. How many think softwood lumber is a big issue in Canada? That's what I thought. So, well, most of you, as I, disagree with our current Prime Minister, who referred to the softwood lumber issue on a New York talk show as a small issue. In the last 9 years, we have lost 24 mills in BC alone. BC forestry revenue fell from $8.1 billion, or 3.3% in 2015, to $6.4 billion, or 2.1% of GDP in 2022, and it continues to fall, as you all know. Softwood lumber production in BC went from 30.6 million cubic meters in 2015, much of it coming out of Prince George, to 18.6 million cubic meters in 2022. And it continues to decline. At International Trade Committee in Ottawa, I recently asked a BC logging company owner, Wayne Harder, if the Prime Minister and his radical friends were sitting here, if you were to fire anyone for incompetence, who would you fire in the Prime Minister's government? His blunt answer, all of them. After 9 years and 3 U.S. presidents, the Prime Minister and his government have failed to get a deal done with the Americans on softwood lumber. We got a deal done in 80 days after becoming government. Jim Jervin, an independent forestry consultant, said, "What's been limiting timber supply lately is government policies, including a moratorium on logging old growth stands, 10-year transfers, a 30 by 30 conservation goal, and ecosystem-based land management. All of those things, doesn't matter which way you cut it, it's going to reduce the supply." And from a mill manager in northeastern BC who wishes to remain anonymous. The main reasons mills have had to close are political decisions. The trees are still there to support a vibrant, sustainable forest industry. However, access to those trees has been heavily restricted. The combined impact of these political decisions is estimated to have reduced the area available for harvesting by 50%. And based on where these areas are located, the impact on the annual allowable cut will even be greater than 50%. This is enough of an impact to cause the closure of 2 of 5 mills in the BC Peace, costing the area $100 million annually, and countless jobs and impacts to lives in Fort St. John and the Peace. And that is only logging and hauling, unquote. My question to you this morning, another one, will there be any forestry jobs left in BC if the federal and provincial government's radical restrictions and closures continue? I'll let you answer that question. From Canfor's CEO, Don Kane, our company has proudly operated in BC for more than 85 years, supporting jobs and economic activity in communities around the province. During that time, we have always been prepared to manage through challenging times and market fluctuations, recognizing the cyclical nature of our business. However, in recent years, increasing regulatory complexity, high operating costs, and the inability to reliably access economically viable timber to support our manufacturing facilities has resulted in hundreds of millions of dollars of losses in our BC operations, unquote. And those high operating costs and inability to reliably access economically viable timber are directly connected to the carbon tax, and you all know it. Pierre Poilievre and our Conservative government will axe the federal carbon tax. And I was looking to see if the Premier was here this morning, because I wanted to ask him this question. Because he made a promise last election, and he actually agrees with us, and he's promised to cancel his carbon tax. This is a quote: "The context and the challenges for British Columbians has changed. A lot of British Columbians are struggling with affordability," he said. "Our commitment," and now this is the Premier, "is that the federal government decides to remove the legal backstop requiring us to have a consumer carbon tax in British Columbia, we will end the consumer carbon tax in British Columbia." So, Premier, for the sake of British Columbians who depend on forestry and resource development to feed their families, will you cancel the carbon tax as promised? I don't see him here this morning, but we're going to hold him to that promise. What else will we and our leader, Pierre Poilievre, do differently than the current Prime Minister with tariffs implemented by the U.S.? This is from Pierre. "First of all, we should be exempt from all these tariffs. I can't believe that the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau signed a trade deal with Trump that leaves open the possibility of a 10% tariff. I never would have agreed to that," Poilievre said. He added he would work to end tariffs on softwood lumber and secure an exemption to Buy American policies. Quote, "Trump wants what's best for American workers. I want what's best for Canadian workers," he said. "We're not going to be suckers anymore," unquote. We Conservatives believe in common sense, transformation, not transition, technology, not taxes, led by the private sector, not government. We will bring back investment, remove the gatekeepers so we can greenlight green projects, bring home powerful paychecks, make traditional and alternative sources of energy affordable and accessible for all Canadians, accelerate approvals, and put Canadian resources, innovation, and workers first to ensure Canadian energy security and self-sufficiency. And yes, we do believe softwood lumber is a big issue in Canada. We, along with our leader, Pierre Poilievre, will bring it home. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob. Next, I'd like to invite Kyle Giddens up, please, our local MLA for Prince George Mackenzie.
Thank you, Sarah, and good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. I think this is the last week that we need to say that, I believe, but very pleased to be here with you today. And thank you, Elder Darlene, for the welcome to the host First Nation Lheidli T'enneh territory. I want to thank my Conservative colleagues, Todd and Bob, for fighting for Canada. The work that they're doing on our behalf is extremely important. And it's great to welcome you as the new MLA, Conservative MLA for Prince George Mackenzie. And I'm the Shadow Minister of Labour in our official opposition Conservative caucus. For many visitors making your annual trek to Prince George, welcome to BC's northern capital. It's great to have you here. This is always the real kickstart to the year in my work calendar. An event that was started by former Prince George Mackenzie MLA Pat Bell 22 years ago now, and I've attended myself for the past 14 or 15 years, and was in fact part of the advisory committee that for many years that was part of forming the conference programs, and so that's why it's such an honor and privilege for me to be standing here on this stage today. I've been in your seat many times participating in the conference, so it's an honor to be here and welcoming you today. I was really part of these resource conversations over the years, trying to bring a brand new LNG industry to British Columbia, and what an accomplishment we were able to do as we got LNG Canada off the ground. But we can do more in our resource sectors, and that's why all of you are here today. We're all here to take on these debates and conversations because we know that BC can lead the country, but also the world in the sustainable development of our natural resources. This event has become an important venue for the public policy discussions and building relationships that can actually lead to opportunity. And I know in the hallways here, there will be deals that will be done that will be crucial for the future of not only my riding, but for our entire country. Let's continue to be proud of our resource past, present, and future in this province. And now more than ever, we need resource champions who are willing to take on the partnerships and innovation needed for our prosperity and good family supporting jobs right here in British Columbia. And I want to encourage all of you to stand up to be resource champions. Many have done some great things in this room, and I look to follow in many of your footsteps as well. And on behalf of the official opposition, Conservative Caucus, and in fact all of the MLAs in the Legislative Assembly, I want to welcome you and thank the organizers of this conference for making this resource conversation possible. I wish you all the best in your projects, your future endeavors, and successful asset operations. Thank you very much, and good luck, and have a great conference.
Thank you so much, Kyle. And now, Mayor Simon Yu from the great city of Prince George.
Thank you, Sarah. Hadi, Sarah said, I can only give a speech as short as an icebreaker and call it a day because I need to bring the time back. Yesterday, Chief Eddie John asked me if I can get him a room up here for the chief caucus. So I arranged a little room for a couple hours for him. And this morning I woke up, it's raining outside. So I said, well, the chiefs must have had some kind of special meeting that brought a rain in the middle of January. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. So this morning I saw Regional Chief Terry TJ. I said, Chief, do you guys had a rain dance here yesterday? He said, no, it's a climate change. Okay, climate change is real. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Logan. And thank you, Kevin. Our unofficial ambassador to Ottawa came back once again for this natural resources for us. You guys are wonderful guests. I'm the host. You guys are wonderful MCs. And thank you, Elder Darlene, for starting the day for us. And thank you, Todd, Kyle, and Bob, for your insights. Gosh, I'm not in the election mood, so gosh, take it easy here. As a mayor of this great city, and on behalf of my council colleague who's here, welcome once again to this wonderful, wonderful event, 22nd time. First of all, I just want to thank you for recognizing the importance of this event, because of your presence here. And a really heartfelt thank you. This is important for Prince George, important for the economy, important for the resources. Last night, we heard from the Premier Eby, he is committed to prosperity. So for me, prosperity means enthusiasm, right? And he did pick the right minister, and Adrian Dix and Ravi Palmer, I met them, and they seem never short of enthusiasm every time I talk to them. The enthusiasm, if that's all it takes, we got it done. And last night, I hear from Chief Darlene that partnerships is important. These are the theme of this conference. Partnership, what I mean to marry you, trust. We need to build trust. How do we build trust? Well, keep coming to the Natural Resources Forum and keep using yourself and each other as a validator to build the trust. This is a safe house. Let's talk about anything. Say anything. It's okay. Because anything, we as a politician, as an industry leader, we can be as wild as we can because nobody can have a more wider idea than our friends from the South. I promise I don't use the T word, right? And really purposeful. Let's be purposeful. It is difficult. And this morning I heard from my dear friend, opposition leader John Rustad, talk about how he envisioned the prosperity can be built. Well, I got a marching order. Basically, something go like this. It's like, go tell your wife, go to get Christmas shopping done, but leave the credit card home, but just only take your debit card. Okay, I'm gonna give it a try anyway. So I know it's difficult, but I know for one thing for sure, keep coming to Prince George. With your presence, we can together make the impossible possible. And in the uncertainty, certainty. And what we need is a lot of final investment decisions. I know together we can get it done. Because you know what? As Mayor, you always said, you can do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. And thanks to all of our dignitaries for the warm welcome this morning. I've got a small gift for you as you exit the stage. And while that's happening, I am very honored to welcome Claudine Gagnon, General Manager of Community Social Performance with Rio Tinto Atlantic, our patron sponsor, to provide some welcoming words. Thank you so much, Claudine.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I'm really grateful to have the opportunity to welcome you today to the 22nd Natural Resources Forum. I would like to thank the Lheidli T'enneh First Nation for hosting us in their traditional territory to participate and engage in the events that brings us together this week. I also want to acknowledge Chestata Carrier Nations, Skintai, Saikos, Stelaton, and Nadliwitan nations in the Nechako watershed, and the many other nations with whose traditional territories in which we operate. I also want to acknowledge Isla Nations for working with us to bring this beautiful totem pole designed by Ab Morrison Hayward for us to learn from and celebrate. If you were at the gala last night, you would have heard the story that the pole tells and how it came to be. Designed and built in partnership by Ab, a Haisla artist, and the fabrication team of BC Works, Kilimat Smelter site. If you did not see it last night, take a minute and watch the video that explains the partnerships and the creation of those totem poles upstairs in front of the room 207. It's very inspiring, and the collaboration between Haisla artists and Rio Tinto employees is a perfect example of this year's conference theme, Purpose, Partnership, and Prosperity. At Rio Tinto, we have set our sights on achieving ambitious goals to become a company that communities and First Nations are proud to host, employees are proud to work for, and that British Columbians identify as a solid pillar of the economy. Recently, Rio Tinto launched a new social investment strategy that focuses on supporting communities' social well-being. By working with our partners on long-term projects, we aim to achieve outcomes that move the needle in society and co-design with communities based on their needs. I welcome you to visit our booth during the conference and talk with Zone 1 Robotics, who we are partnering with to bring an important and exciting education program to students in communities so they can experience and build skills in a way of thinking that is becoming more and more a demand of our everyday workforce. Come by and see the robotic demonstration and find out how Zone 1 is making a difference in children's today and preparing them for future employment skills of tomorrow. You will also hear about another exciting partnership shortly that has clear purpose, multiple collaborations, and an outcome that is important and of interest to communities, First Nations, local and provincial governments, industry, and to understand the environment better. I do not want to give it away, but stay tuned for the announcement following this session. BC Natural Resource Forum is not just a meeting of minds, but the demonstration of a shared commitment to the well-being of our province and the planet. As we embark on those next few days, let us keep in mind the importance of fostering a balanced approach that harmonizes human progress with environment stewardship and social well-being. Once again, welcome to the 2025 BC Natural Resources Forum. May our discussion build connections and our shared commitments to sustainable practices lead us towards a future that we are all proud to be part of. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Claudine, and thank you to Rio Tinto for being the forum's partner over all these years.